Dear teachers, welcome back to JS in English Learning. We are with Chinua Achebe's novel, Things Fall Apart, and here we will attempt the description of the major characters and minor characters in this session. Now, who are the major characters in the novel? Things Fall Apart. அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, the first character is the protagonist, Okankuo. Who is Okankuo in the novel? He is a well-respected clan leader. He is the clan that we are discussing is Igbo clan. Igbo clan, and he is a clan leader. And what is the speciality of this character? He believes in traditional masculinity and gains his position through hard work and fighting skill. He is a fierce warrior. He is a very skilled warrior, and because of his hard work, he has become the leader. இதை சொல்றதுக்கும் ஒரு காரணம் இருக்கு. ஏன் அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, the father of Okankuo was Yunaka. He was a very lazy, soft and emotional man, and he never left anything for his son. இந்த மனிதர் தன்னுடைய மகனுக்கு எதையும் விட்டு செல்லவில்லை. We come to know that information. Okay, so because of his hard work, he became a tribal chieftain. Okay, so he was a very hardworking, and he was trying not to be like his father. And throughout the story, you find that Okankuo is trying to prove himself. At the same time, his father was a soft-natured man, whereas Okankuo becomes bit brutish. He becomes bit animalistic, ruthless leader. Okay, and there is one side of the coin. The other side, there is soft emotion, which is also expressed by Okankuo. So he is a very complex protagonist. ஒரு நேரத்துல ரொம்ப பாசிட்டிவான எமோஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும், இன்னொரு நேரத்துல ரிவெஞ்ச், வெஞ்சன்ஸ், அந்த மாதிரி ரொம்ப ப்ரூட்டிஷ் எமோஷன்ஸ் இருக்கும். Sometimes we find that he is hard-hearted, and this hard-heartedness causes a rift between him and his son, between him and his village. And because of this hard-heartedness, he kills himself. He is a tragic hero. So does the hero live at the end of the novel? The hero is not alive. He hangs himself. How does he die? Question கேட்டாங்கன்னா, he hangs himself. So it is because of his hard-heartedness and hard-headedness. அவருடைய ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ராங்கான ஒரு பிலீஃப்ல பிடிச்சானா நான் பிடிச்ச முயலுக்கு 3 கால் அப்படின்னு இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆளு. அப்ப மன உறுதி அவனுக்கு ஒரு விடாம ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ராங்கான ஒரு மைண்டட் man, and he wanted to enforce his will on others, and when others do not cooperate, and he has no other go but to commit suicide. Next one is a very important character who turns the course of action of the novel is Ikmi-funa. Ikmi-funa. Who is this Ikmi-funa? He is a 15-year-old boy who is put under Okankuo's care. He is actually placed under the care of Okankuo when he is traded to the village as compensation for the murder of a woman. Umofia village people and the neighboring village, they have a tribal feud, and because of that tribal feud, the neighboring village people, they come and murder a woman, and this was brought to the notice of the tribal chieftains. They all come together and they try to dispute, they try to settle this dispute. And the dispute with kadasi enna appdin ketingina, they decide to leave Ikmi-funa, the 15-year-old boy, under the control of Okankuo as a compensation for the murder of a woman. This particular Ikmi-funa, he is 12 when he starts living in Umofia. அவர் 12 வயசுல உமோஃபியாவுக்கு வராரு, and initially he doesn't gel well with Okankuo, but later he gels with Okankuo. And then there are 2 people who became very close. One One is Noi. Noi is Okonkuo's eldest son. He and Ikmifuna, they become very close. They become thick friends, and they also treat each other as brothers. அந்த அளவுக்கு ஒரு திக் பாண்டிங் வருது. ஆனா யூ ஃபைண்ட் ஹி இஸ் என்ன நடக்க போகுது அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, he even Ikmifina starts calling Okonkuo father, and Okonkuo also has that fatherly love towards this character called Ikmifuna. But what happened is, after 3 years, there is a oracle. There is an oracle in Umafia village, and according to the oracle, the local deity demands that Ikmifuna be killed. Okay, என்னுடைய வில்லேஜ்ல இருந்து ஒரு பொண்ணை அவங்க கொன்னு இருக்காங்க. கொன்னதுக்கு நீங்க என்ன பண்ணுவீங்க? காம்பன்சேஷனா ஒரு பையனை இங்க வச்சிருக்கீங்க. ரத்தத்துக்கு ரத்தம் தானே சரியான ஒரு ஒரு ஃபார்முலாவா இருக்கும். Instead, you are trying to nurture a boy of the neighboring village அப்படின்னு சொல்லி, there is an oracle from the local deity, and when this oracle is given, okay, Okonkuo is the tribal chief of that particular village. He never hesitates to execute, okay, Ikmifuna. And you find that the close friend of Okonkuo tells this particular man not to do it because you have reared him for 3 years like your son. பையன் மாதிரி அவனை வளர்த்திருக்க, அதனால அவனை கொல்லாத அப்படின்னு கேக்குறான். ஆனா எவ்வளவு அட்வைஸ் பண்ணியும் கேட்காம Okonkuo, the tribal chieftain, though he reared the boy like his own son, he decides to execute Ikmifuna. Did you get that? And then Ikmifuna is told that he is being returned to his village, but on the way he is attacked by the clansman. He runs towards Okonkuo, begging for help and calling him father, but Okonkuo lands the killing blow. It's a planned murder. ஏன்னா வீட்டுல பண்ணா Norway will know about it. So Okonkuo plans in such a way that it happens away from the house, but Norway comes to know about it, and there is going to be a rift between the father and the son. He was my brother, like, how did you kill him? அப்படின்னு நமக்கு இனிஷியலா கான்ஃபிளிக்ட் வரப்போகுது. இவன் நினைச்சிருந்தா அந்த ஒரு இன்சிடென்ட்டை என்ன பண்ணிருக்கலாம், அவாய்ட் பண்ணிருக்கலாம். பட் Okonkuo was feeling that he was the tribal chief and it is his duty to execute the what was given by the Umofia oracle. அது ஒரு பெரிய இன்சிடென்ட்டா இந்த நாவல்ல சொல்லப்படும். நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன், Obireka, who is the closest friend of Okonkuo அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்கன்னா, Okonkuo is Obireka is the closest friend of Okonkuo. What are the characteristic features of Obireka? The characteristics are calm, very thoughtful, and very reflective man. He is an advisor to Okonkuo, but his advice regarding the execution of Ikmifuna, he is telling Okonkuo not to execute Ikmifuna, but this fellow says, I am the tribal chief. Though I reared him like my son, when it comes to the village, I will even execute my son if there is a oracle. அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஸ்ட்ராங்கான ஒரு லீடர் Okonkuo. So he doesn't listen to Obireka. Okay, and then what do we know about Obireka? அப்படின்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, Obireka is a man who gives insight into the life and tradition of Umofia people. இவர் இந்த Obireka character describe பண்ணும்போது, Chinua Achebe tells the reader about the life lived by Igbo people, the tradition of Igbo people, particularly the people of Umofia. And then we come to know that Obireka's daughter gets married early in the story, and when Okonkuo is in exile, Obireka visits him, and he also gives Okonkuo information about the arrival of white missionaries and how Umofia village is slowly moving towards the English religion. Okay, and at the end of the novel, a character who becomes very emotional and screams at the missionaries after the death of Okonkwo is Obireka. Okay, and Obireka is a very close friend of Okonkwo. That's how we need to understand. ஏன்னா இந்த மாதிரி எந்த கேரக்டர் என்ன இந்த மெயின் ப்ரோட்டகானிஸ்டோட ஹவ் ஆர் தே ரிலேட்டட் அப்படின்னு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வரும். அதனால இந்த ஏரியாவை கொஞ்சம் நல்லா பார்த்துக்கோங்க. Now, the next one is the wife of Okonkwo is Ekwefi. Ekwefi is Okonkwo's second wife. Okay, and how do we come to know what are the other information? She fell in love with Okonkwo as a young girl, but he was unable to pay his bride price. As the village beauty, she quickly found a husband, but left him for Okonkwo later. Initially openanga, but then since this man was not able to give bride price, நம்ம ஏற்கனவே லைன் அண்ட் ஜுவல்ல பிரைட் பிரைஸை பத்தி பார்த்தோம். அதே மாதிரி ஒரு பிரைட் பிரைஸை ஒக்கன்கோவால கொடுக்க முடியாதனால because of the village tradition, she has to marry other man and then she has to come to Okonkwo. But she had a very difficult life. She was a very duty bound wife. She had 10 children, and out of the 10, she lost 9 children, and there was only one which was existing, and the one existing person was a daughter, and the name of the daughter is Ezinma. The only surviving daughter of Ekwefi is Ezinma. Ekwefi, Ezinma. Now, Ezinma is the only daughter by the second wife. Okay, now we are going to read it. I'll know about this character. Ezinma is Ekwefi and Okonkwo's only daughter. What do we know about Ezinma? She is a strong-willed girl, very intelligent, and she is also beautiful. Okay, and she is a girl who is very dear to the father. And she is a girl who is very dear to the father, Okonkwo. And then we come to know about Norway. Norway is a very important character in the novel because the conflict between traditional man and the modern man. Traditional man goes with Igbo culture, Igbo tradition, Igbo spirituality, whereas Norway refers to the next generation, which sides with the English culture, English tradition. Because of the initial conflict within the family, this man moves towards the other religion. Okay, who is Norway? Norway is Okonkwo and his first wife's first son. First wife uடைய first son, and he is the eldest son in the family, and he is very, very sensitive character. He is a very sensitive character, and then he becomes Norway is bothered by some of Umofio's tradition, such as leaving twin babies to die in the forest. According to Igbo tradition, twin babies is not a welcoming sign for the village. So normally what they do is they leave the twin babies in the forest to die. This is not liked by Norway. So he wanted to make some changes in Umofia tradition, that is Igbo tradition. And we come to know in the novel that Norway became very close to Ikmifuna. And when this boy comes to know that Okonkwo took part in the killing of his close friend and brother-like character, he fights with his father. He fights with his father, and later there is another incident. Because of the incident, Okonkwo is exiled from the village. Even the tribal chief is exiled. Our exile we come to know that Norway becomes attached or attracted towards the kindness of Christian missionaries, and he becomes a Christian. Okay, he becomes Christian. Initially, we find there is a lot of conflict between the father and the son. When the boy shows some inclination towards Christianity, the father beats him. Yeah, the father beats him, and when the father beats him, he becomes all the more strong in Christian religion. Okay, and we find that Okonkwo even disowns his own son for showing some interest in the foreign religion. Yeah, and then what do we know? Norway goes to study with the missionaries, and he becomes a Christian completely. And then we move to the next character. Who is the next character? The father of Okonkwo. The father of Okonkwo is Onoka. He is not well respected in the clan because he is a lazy fellow. And he was very fond of playing music and telling stories, but he was all the time in debt, and he was all the time begging for money. And we find there is a tension between Unaka and his son Okonkwo. And this is regarding dignity and economy. Okonkwo that does not like his father. He starts working hard at a very young age, and because of his hard work, he becomes the tribal chief. Okay, now we go to the minor characters in the novel. Who are the minor characters? There are a lot of characters, but the prominent characters, the characters which are often focused in competitive exams, that is being focused in this session. ஏன்னா எடுத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய கேரக்டர்ஸ், வைட் அரே ஆஃப் கேரக்டர்ஸ். பட் மெயின் அந்த பிளாட்ல மெயினா மூவ் பண்ணக்கூடிய கேரக்டர்ஸ் நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இருக்கோம். மைனர் கேரக்டர்ஸ் இஸ் Ezudu. Okay, Ezudu. He is the oldest clan member of Umofia. He is well respected for his wisdom, and he was a very fierce warrior in his youth. அவர் யூத்தோட இருக்கும் பொழுது பயங்கர வாரியரா இருந்தார். இப்ப when he becomes a senior person, he was known for his wisdom. Okay, and he is one who gave Okonkwo the advice not to take part in Ikmifuna's killing. அவரு கூப்பிட்டு சொல்றாரு, தம்பி நீ அந்த பையனை உன்னுடைய சொந்த பையன் மாதிரி வளர்த்துட்ட, அவனுடைய கில்லிங்ல நீ பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணாத, மத்தவங்க பாத்துக்குவாங்க, ஊர்க்காரவங்க பாத்துக்குவாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. ஆனா கேட்காம நான் தான் வில்லேஜ் சீஃப்டன், நான் அதுல பங்கு பெறாம எப்படி அப்படின்னு சொல்லி இவன் பங்கு பெறான். அண்ட் there is a very important incident at his funeral. Okay, at the funeral of Ezudu, Okonkwo's gun goes off accidentally and kills Ezudu's eldest son. And because of this killing, it's accidental firing. Okay, accidental firing. Because of this accidental firing, the village people decide to send Okonkwo away from the village. அவர் சீஃப்டன்னா அவர் செய்யாத தப்பு, அவன் செஞ்ச தப்புக்கு பெரிய தண்டனை இல்லை, ஆனா அவன் செய்யாத தப்பு ஆக்சிடென்டா அவன் பண்ண விஷயம் என்ன ஆச்சு அப்படின்னா அவனை ஊரை விட்டு வெளியேற்றுகிறது. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் Ajugo. Who is Ajugo அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்கன்னா, Ajugo is Okonkwo's third wife. Okay, and Okonkwo has a lot of conflict with this lady, and Okonkwo beats her during the week of peace, and because of violating the code of conduct during the week of peace, people start having difference of opinion with the tribal chief. And then you have Uchendu. Who is Uchendu? Uchendu is Okonkwo's uncle, the younger brother of his mother, who welcomes and helps Okonkwo to settle during his exile. So where was Okonkwo in exile? Abdina, he was in exile in a place called Mamanta. And Mamanta is the hometown of Uchendu. And he is very kind and thoughtful man, and he tries to give advice to Okonkwo. And then we have another character called Chilo. Who is Chilo? Chilo is the priestess of Agbala and the oracle of the hills and the caves. She is a priestess, a female priestess, and she is the priestess of a deity called Agbala, and she also goes into the hills and the cave in order to get oracle அப்படின்னா information from the gods. And what is she? her marital status. She is a widow and she has considerable power within the clan. Okay, and you find that when Izinma, who is Izinma? Izinma is the daughter of Okankuo, and when she falls sick, it is this Chilo who carries her to the cave in order to revive Izinma. And when she goes, nobody is supposed to follow, but Okankuo will be following her. அதனால ஒரு சில பிரச்சனைகளும் வரும். Next, we come to know about another character, the second powerful man in the clan. Okay, the person is Achebe. Achebe, yaru அப்படின்னா, he is the second most powerful man in the clan, and he is the one who gave young Okankuo his first yam seed. Yam, eating of yam அப்படின்னு இருக்கு. The tribal chieftain has to eat the yam. அது ஒரு ட்ரெடிஷன் இருக்கு. அந்த ட்ரெடிஷனை பத்தி நம்ம ஃபியூச்சர்ல பார்ப்போம், அடுத்த டிஸ்கஷன்ஸ் வரும்பொழுது பார்ப்போம். இப்ப பேசினா நிறைய கன்ஃபியூஷன்ஸ் வரும். Now the other important character, the English characters, is the district commissioner. He is the highest colonial representative in Nigeria. He is a typical racist colonialist. Yeah, and he thinks that the custom and tradition of the Igbo people is barbaric. And then you have Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is a white missionary who first arrives at Imofia. He is a very kind man who tries to understand Igbo culture. And he is also trying to evangelize the people, Christianize the people. And then we have Akuna. Okay, who is Akuna? Akuna is a clan leader among Umofia, who speaks with Mr. Brown about religion and teaches him of the ways of the local. So you find Mr. Brown was a very nice man. He wanted to know the local religion in order to befriend that religion and to teach his religion to the local. So he tries to localize his Christian religion, and for which Akuna plays a role of a mediator. And then you find Reverend James Smith. Who is Reverend James Smith? He is the successor of Mr. Brown, and this man is a racist again. Okay, and what does he do in the novel? He incites violence and stricter code of conversion. What is that? Once you become a Christian, you have to do things which your people will not do. Suppose you are a local man following a local religion. You have to work against your own religion. You have to do some sacrilegious act against your religion. ரொம்ப unholy acts ஏதாவது செய்யணும். அப்பதான் you will be part of this religion அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி சொல்லி he is inciting violence. And then you find Enoch, often asked in competitive exams. Enoch is the first convert, and he becomes a zealous and fanatical character under Reverend Smith, a local man who converted into the English religion, and then he was against his own religion. And what did he do? He snatched a mask off the face of one of the elders during the important ceremony. In African culture, they normally wear a mask. Wearing a mask is in order to perform like a particular deity. Every clan leader will be wearing a mask, and that is the mask of a local deity. And there is a ceremony which follows on the important religious occasions. The local chieftain will wear a mask, and he will be impersonating that particular deity. He will be performing that deity. அந்த டெய்டியாவே அவர் மாறி இருப்பாரு. அந்த இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் அக்கேஷன்ல அந்த மாஸ்க எடுக்கிறது. And this was done because of which there was a clash between the English religion and the people of Umofia. And then we have Mr. Kiaga. Mr. Kiaga is also a convert to Christian faith. He becomes the interpreter for Mr. Brown. what did Mr. Kiaga do? Mr. Kiaga opened the church for all the members of Umofia people, regardless of their social status. And since English religion offered a classless society, many people, okay, went into English church. And when Norway was disinherited by Okonkwo, Mr. Kiaga invited Norway to the church and he provided him with everything. So these are the major characters that we need to know before getting into the plot. Okay, I'm stopping it here and